Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Let's get into this thingamajigger. Chocoloco Creek. Let me just remind myself exactly. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this work. We've already finished most of these before, but I want to finish them now that we are actually able to remember to save, basically. All right. I think some stalactites to create like a bit of a riverbed. What's supposed to be in Chocoloco Creek? Oh, it's the fresh water. What's supposed to be? And where? Hold on, sorry. Where the River Red Horse is supposed to go. Over there, gotcha. She gotcha. Let's get this going. We might start work on our Everglades area as well. Maybe. Let's see if we can get this going. Let's get this going. Nice eelgrass. In with my fake eelgrass that I made. I might even put like a ponytail palm. No. Maybe we can... Let's see. Let's see. That looks pretty darn good. Let's come in here again. So technically, these guys are not supposed to be in paint rock. Paint rock is supposed to have golden red horse and northern hogsucker. We'll pretend like these are golden red horse as well. But they're meant to be freshwater drum in here. Which mainly eat like mussels, so they're gonna stay towards the bottom. The rest of the stuff's gonna be like minnows. And we've got the catfish in there. Let's see. Have I gotten those species yet from events? So we're supposed to be getting species soon. Looks like no. Sure. That's all making sense. And we'll probably have to do a lot of signs. Is that all of our tanks figured out? Looks like so. Though I'd like to get the right color here. So now, pretty much on this one, we got the Chattahoochee River. That's the next one. This is our fast flow river. In addition to this one. Alright, let's get some barriers. Last. Alright, let's keep on keeping on in here. Okay, this for sure we can get rid of. Don't need that. The background, that we've got the reservoir. So we've got like our rock phase shale. This one it's kind of hard to see. It was just dark walls with okay. So let's start with a base. And then we'll raise this up. We've got ourselves this. Now, yeah, we're gonna build from the base. And then we'll build the rock. Probably we'll build like a rock wall. Here, I'll turn off random rotation. We'll move this all around. We're starting to get this rock background kind of where we want it. We'll really need some lighting in here. That's something for sure. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's get some lighting in there because that is just ridiculous. Still not super easy to see into there, and I bet that's because... Yeah, there we go. It's more what we've been expecting to see. So then, we want to take this. And we want to make that just like on steroids. Ooh, that is lagging. Some big power heads going there. I think that's going to be probably some hydrilla. Don't want anything too crazy in this tank. Very lightly planted, but like that's not super fancy looking, but again, we don't really have... It's basically meant to be a rushing river. There's not going to be too many plants. I think it's time to do some signs. So this is Smith Lake, so let's get that one first. I think it was mini font. Yeah. Mini font. Ooh. Stone. Hey. Never seen you this early. We're making super fun signs right now. It is a great movie, Stone Soul. Let's have fun. I guess I never got the notification. Huh. I was working on a IRL terrarium. Not this shenaniganery. Yeah, my lizards deserve an upgrade, so. There we go. Oh. Yeah. What movie are you going to see? Why is that thing so weird? Oh. I've not heard of it, no. Why is it that way? Why is this the way that it is? Alright, gotcha. Catch you later, Stone. Guess I'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Pain. Pain, pain, pain. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're gonna try and get a few signs in. Oh, now it wants to work. Okay. That's fun. Few signs designed for our aquarium area. That we're having to rebuild because I overwrote my save. It's quite unfortunate, but is everyone excited for the Planet Zoo 2 news tomorrow? We don't really know what we're getting tomorrow, but we know we're getting something. Something is happening tomorrow. And if it's not that big, we've got something happening Sunday, so. Whatever the case, going to be pretty exciting weekend. I've got Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow and helping a friend out with some yard work. So gonna be a busy day for me. I think we're gonna be stopping our yard work around the time that we get news, so I might be able to quickly sneak a peek at the news. Could be quite nice to see if any new species are revealed or new mechanics. Does anyone have any mechanics or animals specifically that they really, really want to see in the game? Oh, I can tell you mine, but it's probably one I've harped on so many times on this channel. And at this point, it kind of feels like a DLC animal. Also, for those who are regular, I have indeed updated the question of the day, so we actually have one applicable to today's stream. So that's exciting. Because that was fun. So yeah, exclamation mark QOTD will get you the question of the day. Smith Lake. Conecuh River is our next one. I wonder if we can we? Good. I want to just color all of these black. We'll save us some time later. So these are all different river systems of Alabama that we are representing in this aquarium. Hey, Masonry Man, welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. We're working on some signs. There is a question of the day, so if you do exclamation mark QOTD, you will get a question that relates to today's stream in a way. Let's see. Check something real quick. I'm a little suspicious because I didn't see the exclamation mark qotd, so I'm wondering. Okay. I see that now. I don't think it shows those. But yeah, you can answer in the chat and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Hold on. Hydrate. Hold on 1 second. My water bottle's in the other room. Giving a few seconds for anyone else to answer before I reveal the answer. The answer is the Amazon. The Nile is a pretty good answer, seeing as it is I think it's the longest, right? The Amazon has so many tributaries. I'm going to put that down there because we are going to have to use river a lot. Conecuh River. So that's going to be in South Alabama, part of the Mobile Basin. Which is the largest river basin in Alabama. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm wondering if the Conecuh is part of the coastal plain system. This is a little bit more east. But so we've got the Mobile River tank here. Where we've got black crappie, largemouth bass. Then we've got the coastal plain here with walleye and channel catfish. Going good, Jess. If you haven't seen, but in the Conecuh River, we have American eels. Though I'm using the electric eel modded piece. We're just working on some signs right now. The next one is the Chocolaco Creek. I wrote that wrong there. And what? Chocolaco Creek is a tributary of the Coosa River. Meaning it's in East Alabama and close to Georgia area. We went by the Coosa River recently. It was cool. So I've been by... So I lived next to the Cahaba River when I was growing up. and that's the most biodiverse river in Alabama and pretty close to being in the US. There's one river in Tennessee that's a little bit I don't remember the one in Tennessee, but it ekes out just a little bit. Chocola. La. No need to work harder than we have to. Choco Loco. Gosh, that's a long name. I'm really looking forward to Planet Zoo 2 when we don't have when we have way more ability to scale fonts and stuff. That's going to be so nice. Alright. Move this one into place. And I may take a little bit of a break in a second just to kind of... We'll see. I'm kind of on a roll with the signs though, so... But yeah, we went to the North Carolina Zoo this past week. That's why there wasn't a stream on Wednesday. I meant to make an announcement. But the largest zoo in the world. And you can tell. It was huge. Like, the bison and elk habitat alone was 13 acres, which is just enormous for bison. Like, they had a pretty good polar bear enclosure as well, which was cool to see. I've only seen polar bears in 2 zoos, so it was nice to see another one. And Detroit has a really good facility size-wise, but I think in terms of like actual dynamicness, it's not nearly as dynamic, and so probably not as enriching. So it was a very cool enclosure to see. And we got to see puffins, which was awesome. Didn't see them deep dive, but I did see them fly into the water, which was pretty cool. And then they have a desert dome as well, which is probably my favorite part. Got to see all kinds of rare reptiles, and a lot of reptiles in like open-topped enclosures, which is cool to see. We got to see some Dama gazelles, fringe-eared oryx, Hamadryas baboons for the first time, which was really cool. Trying to think of what else was new. A really good chimp enclosure, though I really don't care too much for chimps. But it was a very good enclosure for them. There was only really one enclosure that I was like, this could be improved. That was the gorilla enclosure. It wasn't bad, I don't think, but it was just a little bit more lacking compared to some of their other enclosures. Trying to think of some of their really, really cool enclosures. I mean, their rhino enclosure is huge. It's supposed to have a ton of species in it. We only saw 3. We saw the white rhinos, though from a distance. We saw the fringe-eared oryx and the adra gazelle, but there's also supposed to be waterbuck, bongo. Oh wait, no, we saw the Thompson gazelle as well. We did see the Thompson gazelle, which was cool. That was quite cool. But their elephant had a good yard. I think it was the 3.5 acres for the male, and then 3.5 acres for the group of females. So their elephant enclosure was sizable, though not, like, gigantic. Well, I guess it was pretty huge for standards. I think it's the second largest in the US. So I guess it is pretty big. Oh, shoot. So I'd never seen the top of that. We'll fix that, I guess, right now. Give us a little bit of a break from give us a little break from making signs. Got to see a Sinaloan night snake, some vampire bats, which were cool. They didn't really have. Well, no. They have two sections in the North Carolina Zoo. They have, well, three, really. They have Africa, North America, some Sea River. Africa, North America, and desert. Some Sea River. I feel like Africa was probably their most recent one, based off just design. It felt newer. At least, like, the baboon habitat seemed newer. It's funny, I didn't realize this, but their king vulture was actually from my local zoo. Or one of their king vultures was originally from my local zoo, though when I say originally, I mean, like, quite literally 1970s was when the vulture was born, and in the 80s left to go for another zoo. There's no why, that's right. Take the X and we'll turn that into a Y. That's much better. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Sorry for that moment of focus. This is always tricky. Oopsie. River. We're making our progress across these areas. We're done with about half of the tanks. Which probably means it's a good time for a break from signage. Because y'all probably don't want to watch me build signs the entire time, believe it or not. Just have a sneaking suspicion that's probably not why you wanted to watch the live stream. So let's see if we can get this false roof up. And we can maybe even get the real roof up. Perfect. Let's see. Let's bring this forward. And then this will all be signage, but that will have to wait till I can actually design some signage. Because I don't know what I want there. Let's cover this up. And then, boom. And then this area we want to do some work on. Let's get this all worked out. So that gives us sort of a retaining wall of temperate, and I probably want to mix some taiga in there as well. I am temperate taiga. And then we'll just kind of slink this in here. Mix a few of these in just for good measure. Then probably want some faux rocks to add a little bit more texture to this. Let's change the color to lighten it up. Let's see, can we adjust these in here? Sort of makes sense there. All right, we're kind of making that work out pretty well, I think. Probably want to paint some sand in here. need that one. And then if we do that, we should probably just use... we'll just use the stained tropical. Turn random rotation off. Then we'll just grab this. Move this like so. Okay. Lots of work here, but you know, it's fine. All right, let's get this going. I'm using a just Goron trick. That I learned during his live stream. So this is a shameless just Goron plug. Come on. Don't be silly, game. Now, once I've used it once, I'll be able to actually just remember to use it. Okay, let's see, can we just grab this, and then we'll say change that to that orange color to make it look like it's brass. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, then we'll grab mesh. Let's see. Let's move. Like so. Let's grab these. There we go. Let's get this going. Turn that to black. Now we've got a keeper door there. Looks pretty good there. That's our staff entry. These guys aren't really supposed to be here. So many ducks. I think this is finally looking completed. Of course, this outside area still has some work to do, but let's get on to our next sign, which, now that the Sipsy is complete, let's do the Flint River. No, what's supposed to go in the Flint River again? Flint River is supposed to have all of our darters. That's right. Over here. The zoo's getting so big now. Also, it's gotten to the point that I feel like I probably need to, when I'm not showing off an area, I probably need to have the animals in the trade center. Because everything gets super laggy. Hey, Lucas. Are we a bit excited about Planet Zoo 2? It's funny, I keep seeing myself doing things and being like, man, it's not going to be this hard to do in Planet Zoo 2. Because I've been building aquariums that don't actually have fish in them. So what are you hoping that we see tomorrow? Because we have the gameplay trailer coming out Sunday, right? So we don't really know what we're getting tomorrow. We just know that it's at the Cozy Games thing. So I wonder if we're gonna see, like... I wouldn't be super surprised if it's like an animal reveal. And I'm not going to even tell myself that it's an animal. It could be an animal that we already know we're getting. So I'm just going to keep my expectations for tomorrow pretty low. And it's going to be Sunday that's going to be the exciting day. That's my current assumption. If we get something really cool tomorrow, great. And I'll be so happy. But it's a lot of news pretty quickly. So Oh, I thought they said that was Sunday. Hold on, let me check their Instagram. Planet Zoo 2. Because that would be quite exciting. Planet Zoo game. Oh. Okay, well, then today for you. Oh, that's right, you're Australian. Where were they announcing the cozy games thing? Why do I not see it now? That's PC requirements. Okay, whatever. We'll see what they give us tomorrow or today in your instance. Let me delete that, please. Interesting. Little River Canyon. Oh, we should not have. We need that. Ah, whatever. I'm so excited to see all the new info. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do at the Cozy Games thing. Gamescon or whatever, we already know that we're getting a gameplay trailer. Which is the most exciting, but doesn't leave as much for speculation, I guess. I really don't know exactly what they'll show. They'll probably show a little bit more. Yeah. Gotcha. I know they posted somewhere about the Cozy Games channel. Or I just wasn't able to find it on Instagram. I know they said we'll tune in for new news on the 6th and the 7th. Yeah, I'm gonna be quite busy tomorrow, so we'll see how much of it I'm going to be able to catch live and how much I'll have to see after the fact. But I think it happens right at the time that I won't actually be super busy. Because I think I should just be finishing up some yard work. And before we start Dungeons and Dragons, so. Alright, Little River Canyon here, which I've been to. It's quite a cool location. Part of the Tennessee River system in North Alabama. Just a note that you can type !qotd to get the question of the day. And Buttahatchee River. Make sure I know how to spell this. Move this along. Getting this all lined up. And then boom. You able to find anything, Lucas? Any clues as to what they might be revealing tomorrow/today, depending on time zones? Alright, Alright, we've got Watahatchee Creek. Or Watahatchee River. Okay, so then we've got the Coosa and the Chattahoochee, and I think that will be done. We'll have some sort of bin. Let's see, can I get away with raising this all just a tiniest bit? Probably can. It ain't gonna be fun, that's for sure. But when is anything in Planet Zoo fun, right? You said we're here for fun. We're here for pain. Let's see, can we slope this? Boom. There we go. Now let's finish the last two signs and we can kind of start working on getting the area all cleaned up and ready for a show. For showing off. this going. Boom, easy. The sign at least was quite easy. So now the Chattahoochee, which is going to be a little bit complicated. That in line there. That centered. Okay, and now the Chattahoochee. Then we can work on some more fun things. I don't know what, but more fun things. Probably actually cleaning up our invasive area. So we gotta do a reptile house as well. Let's get this all. Should be the last of the signs. Thankfully, because these signs are not the most fun thing in the world to create, but I figured I'd take y'all along with me on this process. This in line. Keep this relatively centered. Boom. a big thorn in my side. So let's get this sort of figured out. So try and get the shape down. Okay. Now the not so fun part. Roofs are the worst. My brain's having trouble figuring out what I want these to look like. Alright. Let's lock in on this roof. I think the best solution is going to be keep that there. Put gravel along here. Stick some bushes up here to make it look not so weird. Doesn't feel like an absurd thing to do. Yeah, that looks decent. Make sure it doesn't look super, excuse me, super weird from in here. Nope, we look good. So we can continue just this out here. Without anything too weird appearance-wise. Oops. Okay, let's keep moving along, trucking. Okay, this is one ugly top of the roof, but we'll just have to figure out exactly what we're going to do here. It can't be that bad. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll just have a flat roof that we don't really know what it does, what's happening on top there. But we'll see. Same gray. Doesn't really look like it. There we go. We're gonna do that here. All right, let's keep building this roof. And we're definitely just gonna plop some Captain Callan blueprints on this and just hope it sticks. Because I got nothing if it doesn't. Okay, let's keep on trucking on this roof. Feel like I'm saying that over and over and over again, but it's just to mask my pain. The river otter enclosure still needs a lot of work, as does our um, Alabama in prehistory exhibit. But we've got the roof completely filled in. Now, the biggest question is what to do with it. Now, you're really not going to be able to see much of it. So let's first grab a some of these for sure. Especially like here. Okay, so that kind of gets us some places to go. I don't love that. Condition. This one needs the big hop. Probably would need a super huge air handler just for this one room. Are these accurate to where they should go? Almost assuredly not, but I have lost my ability to care in that regard. because there's going to be songbirds kept here, we need a lot of ventilation. Because they can get upper respiratory infections quite easily. Game hold. Boom. I don't think I'm going to do much more than that. I don't know. But for our last hour in the stream, let's work on something a little different than that. So, actually get this properly figured out. Let's not do that. Let's do limestone. All right, let's get this going. All right, let me double check because this is gonna annoy me if I. Stairways. 11 inches. Inches to meters. 11 is 0.25. Let me just redo this real quick, because... And it can't be greater than 7. So... let's build our stairway out here, so it's going to be easier. So that's how tall it can be? No. It needs to be that long. And boom. Let's see. So that is our stairwell pattern. Hopefully we don't have to use all of this. Let's see, can I get this there? That gives us the binding area so that we can do our stairwell. I'd like to see if I can get this Boom. Okay, can we angle this? Like 15 degrees this way? Mm, 15 degrees is a little too much, apparently. But, like, can we get it to go there? Not quite. Okay, so now what I gotta do is take limestone trim. This limestone trim piece might actually be too large. It's actually pretty perfect. It's pretty nice, actually. Just gotta grab all this, cover it like so. Alright, that's not so bad, that's not so bad. He said, trying to convince himself. In all reality, though, it's really not that bad. The more we grab of these, the easier it becomes. grab the red that is the floor here. I'm gonna try and make this a little bit more cohesive with the rest of the area. Boom. Limestone wall. And let's change that to white. There, that's our intersection point. Boom. And then these areas where it breaks through, we'll have to figure out exactly what we want that to mean. We're getting there for sure. Getting there for sure. Yeah, I don't love this wall texture now that I'm looking at it. Let's grab this. Oh. Even though we don't have North American river otters yet, I will be excited to get them, and this is probably... I'd like to get the enclosure prepped for them. Just move this along. This needs to get deleted. I'd rather there not be that overlap there. Good. Right, so let's grab all this. just cleaning up these areas. I'll probably do some more of it. Maybe tomorrow morning. Probably not. I don't think I'm gonna have time. But we'll see. Just trying to get this area finished. We'll be quite excited to do so. Boom. Let's get this all in the line here. Let's see. I like how this is becoming this kind of museum hall. A little rotunda here. Let's see if we can get this all the way to here. No, of course not. All right, let's see. Can we get... It's probably fair there. Then let's grab all this. The get this all in line up here. Boom. All right. There we go. That's kind of sorted. We're just really making this look presentable. Because we've definitely improved as we start on the theme of this. I don't know if my building skills is necessarily improved. But for sure, the idea of this building has improved. Still trying to figure out if I'm gonna have like a secondary land area for the otters, but that will be another day's issue. All right, let's keep going. Sorry, I was locked in there for a second. Okay, which one of... Why is this red when it should be black? What's that? I still don't know why that would not be black. This was probably supposed to be red. Yeah, I don't really mind too much. Hmm. We'll see how much of this we're going to be able to start working on. Because this is all supposed to be an otter habitat here. So here, and then we'll probably do another land section over here. Let's grab our vendor and see what the scale is looking like right now, because it's kind of looking like people are going to hit their heads. That's not quite what we want. Okay. So it looks like we're not going to hit people's heads, but Okay. So that would have caused them to hit their heads. Let's see. We're really trying to figure out how we can make this work. We'll have to have like a sign there saying watch your head or whatever. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get this. Into place. Let's get this. Right, and then we'll just... get this moving. Okay, we're kind of getting there, eh? This is starting to look like these are meant to be always on. Still want those signs. We might rework those exhibits because I don't know if I really love the way that they are right now. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see, can I? No, because that would be nice. Can't have that. Can't have that. Hey Lucas, welcome back. We won't be live for too much longer, but we're working on redoing bits of our aquarium habitats. Because just some of it doesn't quite gel with the rest of the area, and so we're trying to make it look more modern, because that's kind of how the theme of this has gone. All right, let's get this going. I'm really interested to see if we're going to be able to do smaller aviaries and such. Aviaries and aquariums, because we've seen pretty large aquariums and aviaries so far. Take that one glass panel. So you just want to see in the water. We'll have to light that up, of course. Yeah, I'd also love to see some more customization in that exhibit box system. And that's something a lot of people want. There we go. We're kind of this area is kind of piecing together nicely now. Huh. Does this all shift? No. Not in this section. But yeah, I feel like birds are definitely the ones that could get a huge update out of that. Sea lions too, but birds would be the obvious winner if we can get like bird shows. I could, yeah, it could be very interesting. I know like parrots and stuff they could have out and about. Just bringing a concept of like ambassador animals would be really cool. Hopefully we'll see something tomorrow. Yeah, free roaming would be another really cool feature. They've got a lot they can show off still. For right now, I'm going to say they are done showing off major features. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are, but they've shown off so much already that it's kind of hard to imagine them adding too much more. So I'm going to pretend for now like they're done. And if they're not, I'll be happily surprised. we'll finish this wall and then I gotta end the stream. Yeah, I think there's some debate onto whether that's actually what that is, but it does appear to be that way. I mean, this is something I kind of expected after JWE 3's staff buildings. Where like you can add modules to different things. Kind of felt like a logical step to say, okay, you add modules to keeper buildings. Okay, that's that wall finished. We'll have to rework this whole area. But that will be for another time. Let's see if there's anyone to raid on the Twitch side. Ah, Sharky Girl's still streaming. She was streaming before I started.